Okay, it might seem obvious, but starting point for you, or the starting point for protecting your school's information is answering the first simple question here, which is what information are you trying to protect? I can tell you this question is deceptively simple. I've seen IT teams build what look like great backup and recovery processes, but gaps have been exposed after an incident because the team hadn't verified the most critical data with their stakeholders. This is why you need a whole school perspective to understand what data you're trying to protect. So this work has to be led by your wider SLT with board oversight. There are two high-level questions here and a bunch of more detailed ones to come. But firstly, what happens with the information at your school? And what happens when you can't access that data? To help answer these questions, you need to work through the detail. Where does our data come from? Who has access to that data and why? Who processes that data and what school outcome are they trying to achieve? And who is that data shared with? In addition, where is it hosted? How is it secured? What are the workarounds if data is unavailable? And what school processes might be impacted by data loss? As you can see from the image on screen, this can feel a little bit daunting, but there are ways to manage this process. Further to what we've just discussed, I recommend mapping your data flows to help answer these questions. Now, your focus should be on understanding points of vulnerability and then identifying data protection options. You can see here the granular role-based permission system in our Zunia student information platform, showing who has access to what data. And at the end of this video, you can see the audit log tool in Zunia, which is a common feature across all of our products. Both of these tools are really helpful in understanding who has access to the data in this critical system, which is a part of the mapping process. Now, this work is likely to generate some fascinating insights. I once worked with a school that sent daily attendance spreadsheets to the local authority, and unfortunately, the spreadsheets included unnecessary student disability information. Worst of all, it was being sent to an email address that hadn't been monitored in years. You can imagine the consequences of a totally unnecessary data breach like this one. There are a number of data mapping models and processes available. Reach out to discuss how you can manage this process. I'll be happy to share my preferred data mapping model for you to consider. As you can see from the images on screen, your underlying systems can impact how easy data mapping can be. Streamlining your tech stack around core management systems can definitely help. And using API-driven secure integrations is also helpful in understanding how data flows throughout your systems. This is a priority for us in developing API layers in our engaged and synergetic school management systems. And it's also central to our third generation platform, Zunia, which has a API first approach, which is part of our security by design principle.